I got a great quote from Dwight D. Eisenhower. And the quote says this: "What is important is seldom urgent, and what is urgent is seldom important." Let me repeat that. And I want you to think about what's important and what's urgent. What is important is seldom urgent, and what is urgent is seldom important. Great quote by Dwight Eisenhower. And when you think about that is, I want to ask you the question is, what do you want out of life? When you step back enough to think like I did here last week, and I got away for 3 days and I was writing, I was dreaming, I was thinking, um, you can never get enough of this time. That's why I'm always like, guys, please, in November, I'm talking November, we got a big event in Montana. Just show up, be in the room for that. But what happens in life when you're doing too much zigzagging and everything, it takes too much time to get to where you want to go. Sometimes you got to take the toll road, right? The toll road is always a little more expensive, but it expedites time. And it's the only thing we have is because that's going to help drive growth. And your business wants to be a tool to help you improve the quality of the lives in which you touch in your business. But ultimately, you don't want your business to own you, because that's not good. That's how you burn out. That's how you get exhausted. And we don't want you in that position. And one of the questions that I always ask, and I've been sharing with my coaching groups, is what got you here is not what gets you there. What got you here is not what gets you there. So what is it that got you here? And what is it going to be that's going to help get you there? Now, the question is, what's there? Where is there? Where is it that you are going? Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes you hit rock bottom. That happened to me in 2020, 21. I share it in True Strength. Hopefully you read my book, True Strength, by this point. But hitting that low physically, getting completely burnt out, shot, and exhausted, a little over 20 years into my career, with my back injury, my second knee replacement, and everything that happened, it brought me toward the bottom of like really doing some really deep self-reflection about what I want out of my life and how am I going to maximally impact my legacy. And that turned into Impact X Performance. And that's so much of what I do now is helping my business partners inside of Impact X Performance on that. But you ask yourself, are you willing to ask for help? Pit crew, where you at, right? If you're too close to the business and you can't see all things going on around you, well, then how the heck are you supposed to get there, wherever there is? Because like I shared in previous episodes way back then, is there's almost like this tickle inside of your fancy saying, man, there's something inside of you that no one else knows. Only God knows. Like there's something else there. You got to scratch it. There's a deeper level that's inside of you that isn't being scratched. If that's you on any level, keep scratching it. Keep talking to your pit crew, your coach, your therapist, your counselor, whoever it is that you talk to. If that is you, maybe exactly what you're doing now is you're in the right spot. Fantastic. Then keep going, but keep evolving and keep reinventing yourself to get to that deepest level within your career, within your life. So I'm going to leave you today with a question. And in this question, I'm going to encourage you to do a little writing exercise. And when you think about this writing exercise, it's something that I did here recently, and it actually is a really great contemplative exercise. And it's a letter to yourself. And I want you to write this letter as if it's 3 years from now. So whatever the date you're listening to today's episode is, I want you to think about 3 years from now, where are you at? And when you write this letter, you're going to write this letter now as if it's 3 years from now. And you're going to start with something like, I'm so happy and grateful now that. What has happened in the last 3 years? Why do I share this? Is because when you can put your mind in a place where you want to go and where you want to be to get there, what got you here is not what's going to get you there. I want to know what's going to get you there. And part of what gets you there is, many of you have done your annual strategic plan 1 year out. I share some of these same questions, but these are not just questions for you to do. These are questions for you to remember why the heck you're doing what you're doing so you can get to there, right? So, some of the things I wrote down is, I'm so happy and grateful now that, right? I have time and energy freedom. Time and energy freedom. And I even put down, I was jacked up a few years ago, and I was thinking about the situation I was in 24/7 back early 2020, 2021, and being stuck and not being able to do some of the things I wanted to do. I put down here, I'm getting great time with Melanie and travel time and quality time. And I'm getting time off to spend more time in Montana than I could have ever imagined. And um, uh, our Impact X performance continues to grow at 2 to 3 IXPs per month. And I'm partnering with other passionate fit pros and entrepreneurs who want to bring light to their communities. Like, write these things down and spend 15 to 20 minutes this week. This week, I'm so happy and grateful now that 3 years from now, what are you doing? And write it as if it's already happened. And when you write it down, final one is just ask yourself, what are 2 to 3 things or obstacles that could get in your way that might prevent you from actually doing it? Write that down. Why? Because it's one thing to spend 20, 30 minutes or so writing these dreams down that you're going to foster that gets cemented in your dome. Because like I said, what you say and what you think really does matter. And I want you to make sure that you're constantly telling yourself the right stuff and feeding yourself for where you want to go. Because we only have one crack at this thing called life. You got one shot. And I don't want on my watch that we're wasting time doing things that we're just on our to-do list. Is 2 to 3 things, obstacles. And I share with you, just like I share with my coaching group, I'm always going to be real with you. And while I can't get as deep with you that I would in my different groups coming up here, is an obstacle that could get in the way is I just keep doing what I'm always doing. Just because if you keep doing what you're always doing for the next 2 to 3 years, maybe some of the stuff is good. Good, keep doing that. But maybe some of those things aren't going to get you to where you're supposed to do. I put obstacles that could get in the way. Not prioritizing my wife. If I don't prioritize my wife, then as I record this on my 24th wedding anniversary, I want a 25th wedding anniversary. I want a 26th. I want a 27th. Heck, I want a 50th. So by recognizing that, you got to make sure that you keep doing what you're doing that is going to be getting you to where you want to go on that. So, and then the last part of that is how long have these obstacles been your story? Maybe you've got a couple of things that are in your way. Listen, everyone's got something. Everyone's got something. Let me repeat. Everyone's got something. What I want to help you do on the podcast is to break through the head trash, the stinking thinking. That's why 400 and something episodes, not one week has ever gone by where I skipped an episode. Why? Because we got to get our mind right. When I talk about get your mind right, get your mind right, get your mind right, what obstacles do we need to remove, eliminate, get rid of so we can get to where you're supposed to go? You need 5 things in your life, 5 things. You need a vision. And I'm helping you paint the vision of where you're going. It doesn't matter if it's the first of the year, if it's March, if it's February, if it's all, we want a vision. 2, you need a plan. So what's the plan that's going to help us get to where we want to go? Next year, 3 years from now, 25 years from now. You need a vision, you need a plan, you need guidance. You need guidance. You need a pit crew. Get your pit crew. Heck, guidance could become part of my coaching program. If you're a fit pro, mastermind. If you're not a fit pro and you're a life pro, you're someone who wants just more success in life, more significance in life, and you need more accountability in life, then you need some guidance, then get in my coaching program. Between myself and our coaches, I promise you we can help you get you next level, because the 4th one is accountability. Accountability will help you get you to where you want to go. I'm no different. I still have coaches in my life. Need the accountability to say, hey, to get to the next level, you got to play with people who've either been there, done that, or are still doing it. Hopefully it's all 3 of them, been there, done that, and are doing it on that. But accountability is the 4th. And the last one, number 5, you need these 5 things if you want to do what you say you're going to do. You need vision, you need a plan, you need guidance, you need accountability, and you need a community. You need a community around you. And hopefully you have a great community around you right now. And if not, let me tell you what, we got some exciting things coming up inside our TDE community that is about to hit here in March. So stay tuned on more opportunities that you can play with at a deeper level inside a community. If you're part of one of our coaching groups, obviously you're part of our community. Again, I can't emphasize enough experiencing that at one of our live events on that. But I wanted to share that because I thought about those 5 things you need if you want to get to the next level in your life. Remember the quote from Eisenhower: "What is important is seldom urgent, and what's urgent is seldom important." It makes me think about personally what's urgent in your life and what's most important in your life. Prioritize your family. And then in addition to your family, make sure you put down all the other things that are going to be important in your life, right? You got your priorities, get them straight. You got God, I got my wife, I got my family, I got my business, and then everything else. Everything else after that. God, wife, family, like you put your priorities down, but you make sure that you have people who can hold you accountable to those things. And I promise you, when you do that, then life is going to be great.